Yes, a very good Monday morning to you as we begin a brand new week here in the Spice Isle. Come on, let's do a little test here. How many of you had a great weekend? Hands up. I did. It's a nice weekend. Nice weekend. Remained indoors all weekend, but yeah, it was good. Folks, thank you very much for joining me, George Grant, for today's edition of Gudday Grenada. Oh, yeah. Boy, is he bright eyed and bushy tailed there this morning. First, it's not even a minute into the program, and the first guy, yes, sir, TF is there saying good morning to you, folks. Thank you very much, TF. Oh, boy, you're a loyal fan. Good to have you aboard. Let's take a look at what we're going to get into this morning. Uh, we're hoping that things go well and that we can get Valerie in uh, towards the end of the program. But we'll see what the internet is like out there in Carriacou today. First off, we're going to talk about the 12th annual World Autism Awareness Day. Yes, sirree. That's going to be commemorated tomorrow, okay? And then we got some sad news. Poor Haiti. Haiti is going through one hell of a time. Haitian migrants dead after a boat sinks. Yeah, another disaster for Haiti. Take a quick look at that. And thirdly, once upon a time, a $2 billion project. What is Mr. Grant talking about? I published some photographs on the GRENADABROADCAST.com website last night. Not last night, a couple of days ago, actually. And last night, I did put those pictures to music. And I packaged it as a bit of a tease. And you'll have to wait just a few more minutes to find out what that's all about. Of course, we have the national report for you. And as I mentioned at the top of the program, we're hoping that things are going to be okay in Carriacou so that Valerie can join us as she does on Monday mornings. Good morning, Lincoln Roberts saying, good day, George and family. God's richest blessings to everyone. And thank you so much, Lincoln. Always a pleasure to have you. And I'm seeing somebody here, I think, could be wrong, but I think it's the first time I'm seeing this person. Tamika Roberts, Tamika Batiste. Tamika, if it's not the first time, welcome back. If it is the first time, welcome. Nice to have you along with us. I'm sure the class joins me in extending a warm welcome to you. And Glenna Knights. Hello there, Glenna. Did you have a good weekend? Hands up. Yeah. Bad weekend? The other hand. No. Pedro is checking in from New York this morning, saying good morning. He says, yesterday you had a great program, and I think all should listen to Gemma Bain Thomas. It will tell you how nice a guy P.M. Mitchell really is and how much Grenada has to pay her. Yeah, Pedro, thanks for bringing that up. Folks, we had a good program yesterday. Gemma Bain Thomas, former cabinet secretary. She stopped in sometime last week to have a little chat with me, which I presented to the audience yesterday. And just in case you missed it, you may go on back, or right on the site where you are right now. You can go to the archive section, Sundays with George Grant, and take a look. Very interesting program. Very interesting program. Then, let's see. Tamika Batiste says, oh, first time here. Well, Tamika class, would you join me in extending a warm welcome to Tamika? Huh? Nice to have you here, young lady, and I certainly hope that we'll be seeing lots more of you. And John, our resident clown, is with us this morning. John is saying, happy April Fool's Day, gang. Yeah. Uh, oh, John. Have you fooled anybody yet this morning? I haven't. Boy, I used to have fun with that when I was a kid. Dennis Charles, hello there, Dennis Charles, is saying morning to all. Yes, I had a great weekend. Yes, good for you. That you deserve it. You deserve it. John is saying, on a more serious note, good morning world on a fine sunny Monday on number one. Yeah, he's referring to what is it? It's not parish number one anymore. It's what, constituency number one? Whatever. T.F. Richards is saying, welcome to the University of Common Sense, Tamika. Tamika, you're going to have to get used to this character. He is I affectionately refer to him as a bit of a nutcase, but he's a pleasure to have around. Margaret, hello, Mags. I know she had a good weekend. Nice to see you. And Benedict Cador is also extending a welcome. And Peter Bishop is also welcoming. Tamika, aren't you glad you dropped by here? See how friendly these people are? First time visitor. Everybody's welcoming you with open arms. That's the way we are around this joint. And hopefully, in our quest for good governance, that's what we're going to convert this little island into. A welcoming, accommodating, friendly, and loving society. Work with us at it, girl. Work with us. Kipling is saying good morning to everyone, sending God's blessings as always. And John says, you asked for a Metrica adjustable spanner? Yes, asked for. John, it's Monday morning. Don't make me have to think. It's Monday morning. You know, it takes a little while to get the cobwebs going. Hey, go easy on me. And he's saying, asked for a metric adjustable spanner. Okay. Folks, World Autism Awareness Day tomorrow. The Autistic Foundation of Grenada, Inc., better known as AFG, would like the public to know that Tuesday is the day to go blue. In support of World Autism Day, they're inviting businesses to light up their offices, locations, etc. Color blue. They also invite you, the public, to wear blue. The foundation also wants to let everyone know that the Early Childhood Intervention Program, better known as ECIP, ECIP, formerly affiliated with the Grand Dance Playgroup, has been adopted by the foundation. ECIP has joined the foundation with the hopes of expanding its services to other parishes in Grenada. They are proud to be a service provider for all Grenadians, providing information about autism and autism spectrum disorders, providing autism diagnostic observation schedule evaluations, and now early intervention services through ECIP. They're currently looking for volunteers, by the way, for the fall of 2019. It's later on this year. Their early childhood intervention programs in Grand Anse and Victoria will need volunteers for the fall sessions. Contact the Autism Association. Okay? Now, moving right along here, I've started to run behind time already. Yet another disaster for Haiti. Haitian police have now confirmed that at least 14 Haitians are dead after a twin-engine outboard boat smuggling migrants to the Turks and Caicos Islands capsized in shark-infested waters. A spokeswoman for the Royal Turks and Caicos Islands Police said that 14 individuals were rescued before the search and rescue operation was suspended late yesterday, Sunday, and was supposed to resume this morning at daybreak. The island's police marine branch was alerted after 8 o'clock on Sunday, yesterday morning, that a boat transporting undocumented migrants from Haiti had capsized off West Caicos, and an uninhabited island in the British Overseas Territory. The incident is now under investigation to establish the circumstances of the vessel's voyage and what happened to the craft. Okay. Yes, tough time for Haiti. Keep them in your prayers. And finally, before we get to the GIS, where is the Ritz-Carlton? Have you been asking that? Well, I'm going to stimulate your thought process this morning. Ever heard of someone named E.J. Miller? In July of 2016, then Senator Ray Roberts pointed to a document which he retrieved from the Treasury, indicating that the 240 acres of land at Mount Hartman were sold to one E.J. Miller from a company called Intercontinental Grenada Limited for $7 million. However, Senator Roberts said that the document had no corresponding Treasury number to show that there was a financial transaction. Mr. Miller was able to get a former NNP government of Dr. Mitchell to guarantee a multi-million-dollar loan with a bank in Europe on the premise that he would construct a Ritz-Carlton hotel at Mount Hartman. The American investor reportedly drew down the loan and disappeared without building the hotel. Now, what about Charles Liu, who was known to be the major financier of a proposed $2 billion, notice I said billion, not million, US dollar tourism project planned for Mount Hartman? Mount Hartman's a big attraction, isn't it? Wasn't he subsequently charged by the Security Exchange Commission, SEC, in the United States with fraud? Now, let's fast forward to March 2019, and let's take a look at what's happening at the site right here in pure Grenada. It has now become a garbage dump and a squatter's paradise. Take a look.
Now we shall know who serious but struggle by those who show they could rise from the rubble of devastation with patriotism and dedication for our reconstruction. Oh, Grenada, land of my birth, the way you suffered, oh, how it hurts, the tribulations you had to bear will make Superman want to despair. But the blood of a martyr must not be shed in vain. Oh no, they must rise and shine again.
Okay, well, that doesn't look anything like a Ritz-Carlton to me. Yuck. Huh? Just thought I'd drop that on you this morning so you can do a little bit of thinking and put everything into context with everything else that's going on in this country, assuming that you can keep up. Tamika Batiste is responding to Peter, saying good morning. And Wendy Monroe is saying good day, sir. Well, Wendy, good day, ma'am. Nice of you to join us. Thank you very much. Pilgrims, let's take a little break here, and we'll come back with your favorite National Report.
Hey, Lynn.
Hey, neighbor.
Here's the bill I asked you to pay for me.
How did you get your electricity bill to be so low?
For one, we size our transformers just for what we need, and we unplug transformers, chargers, and other devices when they're not in use. We also replaced our light bulbs with LEDs.
They burn less energy, right?
Much less. I even replaced the seal on my refrigerator door to keep the cold air in.
And Grenlec is always advising us not to open the fridge too often.
That's right. And my family washes and irons in bulk.
With fuel prices changing all the time, how do you know if it is working?
We pay attention to the usage history table. Over time, our average usage has decreased.
So while Grenada can't control fuel prices, I can conserve energy and save money.
GRENADA, energizing our Grenada.
Juve chocolates, cocoa nibs, and cocoa balls from Diamond Estate Grenada are now available at Amazon.com, Amazon.ca, Amazon.co.uk, and GrenadaMarket.com. Try their sensational touch of nutmeg and a touch of ginger chocolates, 75% dark and rich, 100% pure cocoa, and their 60% dark and sweet chocolate bars today. Amazon Prime members enjoy free shipping on these orders in the USA, Canada, and Europe. GrenadaMarket.com. When you can't come to the island, the products of the island will come to you.
Start the stride to a healthy lifestyle at the 2019 annual Pump It Up Family Fun Walk. There'll be more fun, more smiles, and more prizes for families and friends. Join us in Carriacou on April 7th at 4 p.m. as we walk from the Harveyvale playing field to the Hillsborough tennis court. And in Grenada on April 28th at 4 p.m. from the Montrouge playing field to the National Cricket Stadium. Packages cost $20 per person for up to 2 individuals and $15 per person for groups of 3 or more. Come out in your numbers to help us raise funds towards re-establishing the Carlton Home.
Welcome home.
Trade Minister begins outreach programs to create better working relationships with the business community. Details to this story and more in the National Report. Welcome back. With the National Report for Friday, March 29th, I am Sherry-Ann Noel. The Ministry for Trade, Industry, Cooperatives and CARICOM Affairs has kicked off an outreach program, which Honorable Minister Oliver Joseph says is designed to respond to the concerns raised in the business environment. It began on Friday with a tour of businesses at the industrial park of the frequency-based Grenada Investment Development Corporation. The visit, the minister says, is to stimulate dialogue and forge a better working relationship with the business community.
We're going to visit the businesses located in this area to hear their concerns, to tell them what government plans are. So it's an interaction that the ministry plans starting here in this industrial park. I will be going right throughout the entire island, meeting with businesses. Based on this suggestion, we will develop a plan that will address some of the issues that they've raised. So really, when we hear the concerns and what they would want to see, the ministry will then sit down and put a plan together, send it back to them and call them to a consultation so that before the next budget in November. So we started early because we want to have a plan before the next budget. That's the target date, to visit all the businesses before November so that budget time we can report and what are the, or recommend this from them, what kind of support measures they need that could go into the budget.
Chief Executive Officer of the GIDC, Ronald Theodore, says at present there are 45 tenants within the Frequency Industrial Park.
The industrial parks continue to be a significant asset to the GIDC. Located in this park, so we have the Frequency Industrial Park, the Simon Industrial Park, and St. Patrick's. I mentioned we have 45 tenants. This park is of 19 acres of land, right? And in terms of the buildings, the largest building we have is about 33,000 square feet of space. And so in terms of the businesses, we have a wide range of businesses within the park, from manufacturing to the call center, BPO type operations, to storage, persons doing storage and so. So yes, the park continues to be on our major revenue basis, and we continue to maintain, even for 2019, we want to continue to maintain the park to standard because it does contribute significantly to GIDC.
He is confident the outreach program will have a positive impact on the business environment.
It's good to collaborate. Working together works, right? GIDC is not in this alone. All the businesses that are in here, we want to make sure that they grow from strength to strength. So we want to make sure that these businesses become more export ready. And most of the assistance are provided by trade and so forth. It all go well to those businesses in terms of making them become more export ready. And so we do see the outreach like this today as an important one, and we want to see more of this happening.
The businesses visited on the first leg of the outreach program included Spice Island Coffee, Longdon Windows, Arawak Island, St. Lou Metal, and Nabela. Larry Carter, manager of Nabela, says the company, which began at the Simon Industrial Park, has been based at the Frequente Industrial Park for the past 15 years, during which time the GIDC and government gave tremendous support to their growth and development.
GIDC has played a very important role in the success of our business. I know we have a rep here, but I can say that they've supported us quite good. And I want to say that, yeah, they've actually given us a fair amount of support. I would like to say thanks to the Minister, Minister Joseph, for representing the government and for passing through the park, because I think this area is one of the areas that is key to the manufacturing industry.
Colleagues, change is never easy. But as a people, as an intelligent people, we have to make risk assessments. We have to determine if we continue along the same path, would we get a different result or would we get a worse result? And we are confident that there must be changes to be made to NIS.
That was Trade Union Representative in the Senate, Andrea Lewis, speaking at Thursday's consultation on the National Insurance Scheme's Improvement and Sustainability Plan. It was announced during the consultation that the NIS contributions will increase by 2%, taking salary deductions from 9% to 11% to be split between the employer and the employee. Added to that, the age of retirement will gradually increase to 65. Senator Lewis believes this move has been long overdue and is happy to see the NIS taking the matter of sustainability more seriously. He implored upon the working class to see these new actions as necessary for the benefit of all.
Many times we take sort of individual positions and do not see what we put out as an investment. Some may require probably a change in age of retirement. Some may require a higher contribution. But see this as an investment in their future.
That was Trade Union Representative in the Upper House, Senator Andrea Lewis. This is the National Report. More news after the break.
After 4 weeks of preliminary qualifiers, after 4 zonal meets, it all comes down to this one incredible day of exciting track and field action. It's the National Secondary School Games Grand Finals. The Eastern, Western, Northern, and Southern zones will face off. Gudday James Athletic Stadium, Friday, April 5th from 10 a.m. Excitement, tension, drama. The athletes will throw further, jump higher, and run faster. And inspirational halftime performances from Dash, Vaughn, and Mr. Killer. Witness poetry in motion, the fluidity of form and class. National Secondary School Games, the championship. Come feel the rhythm of the games.
Welcome back. The Business Support Center, presently being retrofitted on the lower floor of the pavilion at the Alston George Park in Victoria, is nearing completion. Youth Minister Honorable Keith Lewis visited the project on Friday to assess the progress of the work. Contractor Allington John explains the scope of work presently being carried out and stated his target date for completion is April 5th, 2019.
For the past 3 weeks, we've been going steady, trying to push this work further to get it where it is at this point in time. The work already done, the change 4 windows, all them doors. We do some interior wall inside, some sheetrock inside. And right now we are at the stage of painting. All the electrical work almost done already. The AC is 95%. The light fixtures is 85%. We did some casting on the foundation of the walk to get to the building. And right now we're in the boiling stage to get this work done.
Minister Lewis is pleased with the progress of the work and says once in operation, the facility will be used to conduct training in varying areas to ensure young people with entrepreneurial interests can benefit holistically from the project.
What you would see there is a space for the manager, a consultant who will be there positioned to direct the training that will be taking place. We will have our receptionist secretary who will be there to welcome the persons who are interested and who are seeking information about their small business. We'll also have a conference room where we'll have training taking place, and also a kitchenette facilities for our small staff that will be here at the support center.
The youth minister says she is satisfied with the efforts of the contractor and his team and is looking forward to the launch by mid-April.
By mid-April, we should be able to launch our first business support center together with the rebranding of our GYEI business program into Youth Biz. We want to encourage more people to take part in entrepreneurial activities. We were existing under the Grenada Youth Enterprise Initiative, but we want to get out there more to the public. So as a result, we decided to rebrand Youth Biz, young, unique and talented youth interested in small business. And as a result of that, this is why we decide to be different. You'll see a new logo, new colors, something that is more appealing to young people to encourage them to get into entrepreneurial activities.
The Business Support Center will be catering for residents of St. John, St. Mark and St. Patrick. The fourth meeting of ministers and high-level authorities of social development wrapped up in Guatemala City, Guatemala. Grenada's ambassador to the U.S. and permanent representative to the OAS, Ms. Yolande Smith, attended the meeting in her capacity as chair of the Inter-American Council for Integral Development, CIDI. The meeting falls under the purview of the CIDI, and Grenada's Ministry of Social Development has prepared a presentation on the SEED program as part of the 7th plenary session under the theme, the role of ICT as tools to eradicate poverty. The meeting was scheduled to adopt the draft Inter-American Declaration on Social Development Priorities as well as the draft Plan of Action of Guatemala 2019. The Ministry of Social Development provided comments on the draft declaration, which was circulated to member states for comments during the drafting stage. Other CARICOM countries represented at the Guatemala meeting were Jamaica, Barbados, Suriname, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. A number of regional and international agencies were also represented at the meeting, including Economic Commission for Latin America and the Caribbean, ECLAC, and the World Bank. The meeting was held under the theme Equity and Social Inclusion, Overcoming Multidimensional Poverty and Bridging Social Equity Gaps towards an Inter-American Agenda on Social Development. This brings us to the end of the National Report for Friday, March 29th. Recapping the top story. Trade Minister begins outreach program to create better working relationships with the business community. I am Sherry Ann Noel, thanking you for viewing.
company. Strength and stability. Grenadian General Insurance Company. Tell your friends, tell your family. We cover householders comprehensive. Motor and even fire too. Contractors all risk burglary. Public liability. Professional indemnity. Directors liability. And wait, we still have more. Come and find out more what you're waiting for.
We are located on Scott Street, St. George's. For more information, call 440-2434.
Tell everybody.
Conveniently located in the Grandand Shopping Center, for over 40 years, Food Fair has provided quality service at affordable prices. Now, grocery shopping is made easier and more convenient from the Food Fair web store.
Hey, babe. Listen, I need you to go down to Food Fair to get some groceries.
All right, no problem. Right away.
Thanks, babe. What are you doing? You're supposed to be going Food Fair to get a grocery, man.
I am, but didn't you know you can order your groceries online from the Food Fair web store?
Are you serious?
Of course. All you have to do is just to log on to www.foodfair.gd with credit card in hand, and with an order of $100 or more, Food Fair Grenadans will deliver up to 3 miles away. And you don't even have to worry about your information, you know. Their safety measures are excellent.
So hold on. You just order online and Food Fair will deliver to you?
Yep,
Oh, baby, better hurry up and order, man.
I already did. They should be here any minute now.
Enjoy easy online shopping anytime from your home or office from the Food Fair web store. Food Fair, where you can fill your baskets without emptying your pockets.
Together with you, our customers, we energize our community.
Together with you, we energize our economy. We are working together to give our nation a better tomorrow.
With you, we energize our future. Together, we energize our nation.
Thank you for partnering with us as we energize our Spice Island.
Redleg, energizing our Grenada.
All right. It's 27 minutes now away from the hour, 10 o'clock. Let's see here on Facebook. Peter is asking, did anyone learn anything from the NNP report this morning? I don't know, Pedro, but Margaret has an answer for you. Margaret says, Guatemala? Whatever happened to Guatemala? I guess it became one of the 3 Mexican countries. And just in case you folks don't know what she's talking about, last night I was running through Facebook, and there was a report which oh boy, it mentioned 3. I'm forgetting now. But let me skip that one because I just pulled a blank on that one. But Margaret knows what I'm talking about. Here she says, what is sad is that in the old days, we would listen to the BBC and other international news agencies for the pronunciation of names, places, etc. Today, you just have to go online and you get all the pronunciation and in the native languages too. That's true. You know, one of the things I like, I use Merriam-Webster dictionary a lot online. And it actually, if you go to do a search for a word, you can actually listen to the word being pronounced. You're not just reading it, you're actually listening to the way it's properly pronounced. Anyhow, my dear friends, I can see her. Hello, Valerie. Good morning. Valerie? Yeah, my worst fear seems to be coming true, that despite all the publicity about all the enhancement work that is being done on the internet in Carriacou by our good friends down at Flow, take a look. Just a frozen picture there. Valerie?
That's
Ah, you're hearing me. Hello, Val. Well, apparently not. Oh, there she goes. She's gone. I hope she gets back here pretty darn soon. She's been off and on since about 9:20 this morning. Kipling says, "How can NIS improve when the government is using NIS as their lending agency with no intention of repaying?" Yay, Kippy. Okay, hold on. Here she comes again. Here she comes. Hold on. Valerie, can you hear me? She's smiling, but she ain't hearing me. Valerie.
Hi, George. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Are you hearing me?
Hello.
God help us. God help us.
George, this is what we get here from Flo.
Yeah. Peter in Carriacou says, April Fool. Not Peter, John, I should say. Valerie, I'm hearing you. Why don't you just share with us whatever you have to share this morning?
George, good morning, and good morning to your listeners and viewers. George, there is, I guess by now you've heard about another incident regarding passengers traveling from Carriacou, or a passenger traveling from Carriacou to Grenada a few days ago. Right, that's another one. I want to extend my condolences to the family and friends of the deceased, and to call on all Grenadians that we have to do something about our health system. It just, whatever is being done or being told that that's gonna be done is not happening. We have to start thinking of taking matters into our own hands to assist with our healthcare in this country. It's pathetic.
To say the least.
Are you still hearing me?
Yes, I am.
Yes. Yes, and we are saying that we want to have visitors and we want tourists. This lady was indeed a tourist. So when the government of the UK hear the conditions that exist here with regards to health services, then they just have to put out an advisory, and we in Grenadians will be screwed, because it seems like the authorities are not paying attention to this very important service called healthcare. You see my point?
I see your point, and Valerie, unfortunately, it's not just the healthcare system. Look at what you and I are experiencing right now. The internet service is an absolute disaster. After all these years, and these people keep coming on television and telling us about all the great work they're doing. They're expanding this, and the speeds are going to be zip. Everything's going to be hunky dory.
Yeah.
Take a look at this. You have that. Then take a look at law enforcement in this country. Where is it? Where is it? Huh? Healthcare. Where is it? Where is it?
Look at education. Look at what's happening in education right now.
Education. Yeah. And that's why I think that's the reason why Peter jumps on the GIS report every morning and calls it the NNP report. Because despite the fact that you and I and everybody else in this country are faced with the realities, these people stand in front of a television camera and make you think, man, we are doing such great things for the world. The world is going to be a different place. It's going to be a great place to live. Grenada, Carriacou, the Tri-Island State. Huh? Forgive me, but that's the reason why I pay very little attention. Not just me, but you people out there as well, based on what I'm hearing. Are you hearing me, or are you gone now? I've been wasting my breath. All I can do is laugh or just go crazy. Valerie, Valerie gone. It's not Valerie who's gone. It's the internet. Oh, now she, now, now she's gone. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. You know what? Because she's been going off and on all morning, I'm gonna hang on here for just a wee bit and hope. Please join me in hoping that she comes back. I think she will. Just let's give her a minute. In the meantime, I'm going to take a little break here, and when Valerie comes back, we'll put her back on.
Start the stride to a healthy lifestyle at the 2019 annual Pump It Up Family Fun Walk. There'll be more fun, more smiles, and more prizes for families and friends. Join us in Carriacou on April 7th at 4 p.m. as we walk from the Harveyvale playing field to the Hillsborough tennis courts, and in Grenada on April 28th at 4 p.m. from the Montrouge playing field to the National Cricket Stadium. Packages cost $20 per person for up to 2 individuals and $15 per person for groups of 3 or more. Come out in your numbers to help us raise funds towards re-establishing the Carlton Home.
Welcome home.
Okay. I think, yeah, there she is. Valerie, are you hearing us now? Valerie! Help us, Lord. Deliver us. Please. Please. Valerie! Ding dong. Are you hearing us now, Valerie?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now just fine. So continue. You were telling us about that death on the Osprey. Yeah, that's created quite a bit of a stir down here. And the coast.
George, this morning, yes,
Go ahead, Valerie.
Can you hear me clearly?
Not clearly, but go ahead.
I guess you know. Okay. Okay. I took off this morning and I went into the botanical gardens here in Carriacou. And guess what greeted me? 3 cows. Actually, they're tied in there, grazing in our botanical gardens. Could you believe that?
Yeah, because they could not afford lawnmowers. So they got the cows to eat the grass. Come on.
But they're not loose cows. They're actually tied in there. 3. Eating all the trees, the palm trees, and the plants.
Yeah, well, hey. What value is the botanical garden? I mean, that's probably what they're saying, you know. The cows need to be fed, so let them eat. You know, Valerie, it all boils down to the caliber of governance we have in this country.
Oh, George, but I found the, oops.
Pardon me?
You froze much?
I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
Okay, you were just frozen for a while. I went on a hike on the weekend and I discovered a beautiful beach here in Carriacou.
Okay.
A real beautiful. It's on the south of the island, which means it would be the body of water closest to Kikamjeni.
Okay.
But it's a beautiful.
Mm-hmm. It's a beaut, yeah.
Reminded me of when Grandad's Beach was Grandad's Beach.
Yeah, yeah. Those were the days, you know. I think it was last Wednesday, I had a friend visiting me here from Canada, And she and another friend of mine who lives here took me down to Grand Anse Beach, and we had a marvelous time. I think it was probably the first time I'd gone swimming in Grand Anse for about 7 or 8 years. And something that really caught my attention was the state of the water right in front of the Silver Sands Beach. I don't know why this is happening because I'm not a scientist, but the water directly in front of the hotel was just absolutely awful. A lot of seaweed. I mean, you couldn't see your hand in front of your face in the water. It was just dreadful. But just a little further down the beach where we were actually swimming, the water was crystal clear. I mean, there were fish coming around and nibbling at the hairs on your legs, and it was just really, really nice. But down in front of Silver Sands, it was just dreadful. I don't know if they can do anything to clean that up, but I certainly hope that if they can, they do. Well, Pilgrims, it's 9:47. It looks like we might have to cut this one short this morning because of the difficulty we're having with Valerie out of Carriacou. And because this has been going on for some time, I think, here she comes. Good morning, Valerie. Hello, Valerie.
Hello, George.
Well, girl, maybe third time a lucky charm. Let's see. You were telling us about that new beach you discovered. Folks, it can't go on like this. I appreciate the fact that you have been tolerant, but I'm not going to impose any more of this on you. Until such time as we do get the internet situation resolved in Carriacou, we're going to have to forego our weekly little segment with Valerie Thompson out there in Carriacou, okay? I'm sure you can understand that. Let me get back here to Facebook for a sec. Kipling says it would be so much more beneficial to all if we can demand that the government privatize the entire health system, since they have no knowledge of what they're doing and refuse to take advice from those who know best. Sad, but true. Margaret says, that part of the beach has always been awful with seaweeds. Okay, Margaret, that being the case, then I guess there's not much that they can do to resolve that particular situation. It's probably just an act of nature. That's kind of sad because, people are paying pretty good bucks to stay in that property. And I took a walk along the front of that property the other day. It's a beautiful property, just beautiful. With the infinity pools and the layout of the property and stuff like that. Really, really nice. I have not been into the hotel, but it's nice. And it's just sad that the day I was down there, one person, one elderly lady, was sitting on one of these beach chairs in front of the hotel, in front of that seaweedy stuff. Very sad because I think they would appreciate it if they could just step out of the hotel and step into the pristine Grand Anse that we have known all our lives. Anyhow. Fitzroy Adams says, good morning, George and the rest of the family. It's so sad. The NNP supporters are defending the government with what happened with the poor woman who died. Yeah, I've seen that defense, Fitzroy. I guess that's what Kipling means when he says that they just aren't listening. They just aren't listening. John says, did the Coast Guard boat have oxygen with a mask on board? No, John. Actually, they did have the oxygen, but I understand that they did not have a mask on board. Anyhow, the fact is, the Coast Guard showed up maybe an hour later. I mean, when you have a situation like this, an hour is a long time to wait, but the fact is, they did get to the Osprey, took the woman from the Osprey, and sped her down to St. George, okay? But when they got to St. George, no ambulance. No ambulance. And it reminded me of a story I heard just this past week. Somebody called for an ambulance, and despite the fact that I think they received at least 5 brand new ambulances recently, there was nobody to drive the ambulance. No drivers for the ambulance. Unemployed people for so in this country. Nobody to drive the ambulance. Okay, the ambulance finally arrives. Take the lady to the hospital. Apparently they weren't even expecting her. There wasn't a proper doctor on hand to deal with the situation. She dead. She dead. Margaret says, yeah, that's why I wanted to know. Why put a hotel there? Yeah, Mags. Mags, the answer to that is because there has to be no logic, or there is no logic in anything that we do these days. You get a hot flash? Do it. It feels good? Do it. Okie doke. Okie doke. Pilgrims, let me take a break. Valerie is gone. I'm terribly sorry about that, but that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Juve chocolates, cocoa nibs, and cocoa balls from Diamond Estate Grenada are now available at Amazon.com, Amazon.ca, Amazon.co.uk, and GrenadaMarket.com. Try their sensational touch of nutmeg and a touch of ginger chocolates, 75% dark and rich, 100% pure cocoa, and their 60% dark and sweet chocolate bars today. Amazon Prime members enjoy free shipping on these orders in the USA, Canada, and Europe. GrenadaMarket.com. When you can't come to the island, the products of the island will come to you.
Start the stride to a healthy lifestyle at the 2019 annual Pump It Up Family Fun Walk. There'll be more fun, more smiles, and more prizes for families and friends. Join us in Carriacou on April 7th at 4 p.m. as we walk from the Harveyvale playing field to the Hillsborough tennis courts. And in Grenada on April 28th at 4 p.m. from the Montrouge playing field to the National Cricket Stadium. Packages cost $20 per person for up to 2 individuals and $15 per person for groups of 3 or more. Come out in your numbers to help us raise funds towards re-establishing the Carlton Home.
Welcome home. Hey, Lynn.
Hey, neighbor.
Here's the bill I asked you to pay for me.
How did you get your electricity bill to be so low?
For one, we size our transformers just for what we need. And we unplug transformers, chargers, and other devices when they're not in use. We also replaced our light bulbs with LEDs.
They burn less energy, right?
Much less. I even replaced the seal on my refrigerator door to keep the cold air in.
And Grenlec is always advising us not to open the fridge too often.
That's right. And my family washes and irons in bulk.
With fuel prices changing all the time, how do you know if it is working?
We pay attention to the usage history table. Over time, our average usage has decreased.
So while Grenada can't control fuel prices, I can conserve energy and save money.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Folks, we are going to wrap it up this morning with something inspirational, which we do every morning. And, having listened to the stuff that you heard this morning, I'm hoping that this will give us just a little ray of hope. It comes to you from Hosea chapter 6, verses 1, 2, and 3. We have to do our part. It's a promise, but we have to do our part. Come, let us return to the Lord. He has torn us to pieces, but he will heal us. He has injured us, but he will bind up our wounds. After 2 days, he will revive us. On the 3rd day, he will restore us, that we may live in his presence. Let us acknowledge the Lord. Let us press on to acknowledge him. As surely as the sun rises, he will appear. He will come to us like the winter rains, like the spring rains that water the earth. Hosea chapter 6, verses 1, 2, and 3. Alrighty, folks, that's gonna do it on this Monday morning. I hope that the rest of the week goes better for you than the internet went for Valerie this morning. And we have to be thankful down here. We've been getting some pretty darn good service. After what we went through from the middle of last year until just before the end of the year, we had a horrendous time. But Digicel has sorted that out for us. And it looks like things are going a lot better right now. So on that note, Georgie Porgy is going to extend an invitation to you to like us, share us, do whatever, and join us tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock and every morning this week for another edition of Good Day Grenada.